Good morning, and thank you for joining us today on a very interesting day, February 22nd, 2022, 2-22-22. How often do you get an opportunity to say that? And so, made a mental note that at 2-22-22 at 2-2, I just want to make a note of that again. You only live once. It was admittedly a very busy weekend here in Savannah with good weather, and certainly with the legendary Eagles coming to the Inmark Arena to kick off their world tour. While logistics remain a challenge as we work to complete the infrastructure around the arena, I think that we certainly would give it a passing grade. I'm proud of the work, the partnership, the teamwork that went involved in terms of making our process functional for now. And a big thank you to the concert goers who were patient, who were in good spirits, and took advantage of the varied options of attending shows at the new arena. I remember, and I was sitting there thinking that people said some time ago that nobody would ever come to the arena. Well, we built it, and folks came. And they came from Savannah, they came from across the Southeast, and they were having a phenomenal time in Savannah's arena that they will always remember. Speaking of which, we have another sold-out show this week, and if you're attending, we want you to take or consider taking the free shuttle. The lesson from this weekend was that the free shuttle works, and it works well, and it's fast, and it's less trouble than actually parking. And so we want people to explore those ways. It's the easiest and the fastest way to get to and from the arena from now. But if you absolutely have to, if you must drive, then you must purchase parking in advance from inmarkarena.com, inmarkarena.com. Again, we've moved several thousand people through the shuttle system, and it worked well. We also know that this concert this weekend generated plenty of business for our local hotels and restaurants, and yet I remain hopeful that our local state delegation will respect and heed the desire of our citizens and approve the change in clause that will allow Savannah to charge the highest amount of hotel motel tax as every other hub city has done in Georgia, as over 90 cities have done in Georgia, including Thunderbolt, Georgia. It just doesn't make sense to me. The same delegation last year unceremoniously, quietly, and quickly passed the provision for the town of Thunderbolt, and the same legislators that signed the Thunderbolt bill are not signing ours. And so it's a question that deserves to be asked. We're in the same community, we're neighbors, we share streets. What's the difference? What's the difference? Again, this is a way for the city of Savannah to fund tourism-related improvements in our city without using a dime of taxpayers' money. Herein lies a great opportunity for our community to be able to do the things that we need to do, but to do it in a way that does not further burden our taxpayers. This is a way for Savannians to benefit from being the good host that we are known to be worldwide for being, and this is a great way to maintain, to improve, and to create the infrastructure that Savannians generally have to pay for. We know, and the statistics are clear, that 2021 was a momentous year for the hospitality industry, particularly for and especially for hotels. We know that hotels charge premium prices, and we know that their rooms remain full throughout the year. We know that they had a record year. And now we have a state-of-the-art arena online that will further contribute to the bottom line of our hotel industry. And so I know I'm sounding like a broken record, and I apologize for it, but to our hotel community, I am asking you to speak in a very loud and united voice to our delegation and to whomever else that you too are a part of this community and that you too want to be a part of the capital solutions that our community faces. And we want our delegation here in Savannah and in Atlanta to hear the voices of our citizens and those who they have sent to represent them. We want them to do what is fair. We want them to do what is right. We want them to do what they've done for Thunderbolt. We want them to do that for Savannah. Anything else in my mind is unfortunate, it's unfair, and it's a missed opportunity for our entire community. This Thursday, the Savannah City Council will hold its final meeting of February, which means it is also our monthly evening meeting. During our workshop, we will receive our periodic public safety updates from Savannah Fire, from Savannah Police, and from our new Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, which we call ONES. And as we look at ways to make our community an even safer one, each of these departments plays a pivotal role. And I'm especially eager to discuss more about the integrated and total government approach that ONES brings to the table. During our regular meeting, Council will consider the proposed changes to this year's St. Patrick's Day celebrations. These proposals include an expanded to-go cup zone and changes to right-of-way permitting activities. Once we determine what changes will be implemented, these changes will be explained through a series of updates to the public for both our local community, our business community, and those that may visit our community. We will also consider authorizing a contract of up to $125,000 to cover the cost of equipment for our various youth sports leagues, and a $1.7 million contract for the renovation of the former It's Amazing shop on Waters Avenue. This site is proposed to serve as a new home of the Savannah Impact Program, affectionately known as SIP. Council will also consider the adoption of a resolution to begin the work of enacting Vision Zero and that initiative for transportation safety. As we discussed before, Vision Zero is a strategy to eliminate all traffic fatalities and severe injuries while increasing safe, healthy, and equitable mobility for all. First implemented in Sweden in the 1990s, Vision Zero has proven successful across Europe, and now it is gaining momentum in major American cities, and we're excited to add Savannah to that list. Vision Zero starts with the ethical and ingrained belief that everyone has the right to move safely in their communities, and that system designers and policymakers share the responsibility to ensure safe systems for travel. So we're looking forward to that. On the COVID front this week, Chatham County's community transmission index is now down to 486 as of Friday. If you remember last week, it was in the 600s. So 200 or so points in just 1 week. Likewise, our 7-day rolling average of new cases has dropped to 81, and our hospitalizations remain relatively low. These numbers still 4 times higher than what they need to be, and so we can't relax yet. And so our mask mandate remains in place, and I spent considerable time while enjoying the Eagles on Saturday, reminding people if they were not eating or drinking to go ahead, do the smart thing, do the adult thing, and wear the mask. And obviously, again, it becomes quite difficult to be able to manage, but my mantra is to do it one person at a time. We've come too far, and so we want you, if you're in public, to wear your mask and utilize other precautions such as social distancing and other proper sanitary methods to avoid contracting or spreading COVID-19. We're getting there. We're getting there. And so I still encourage Savannahans to become vaccinated, and if you're vaccinated, to be boosted. We know that if you are vaccinated and boosted, even if you catch COVID-19, you're less likely to become hospitalized and less likely to die. As a personal note, I contracted COVID-19 January the 20th. Through testing, discovered that I had COVID-19. As you all know, I am vaccinated and boosted. So in Washington, so I immediately took myself out of commission for 5+ days as per the COVID protocols. Did not have a cold, did not have a sneeze, did nothing. Just was waiting to get sick, and did not at all. Since then, tested negative. But the reality is, I think it's very clear that my experience with COVID would have been different if I was not fully vaccinated and also boosted. And so I'm not talking about what I'm speculating about, I'm talking about something I know. And so to be the anti-COVID warrior that I've been for the last 2 years, and then to finally contract COVID was somewhat of a defeating mental experience. But I'm Savannah strong. And I kept the faith, I followed the science, I caught COVID, and Van won, and life goes on. And that's what we want our citizens to do as well. This week marks the final week of the city's month-long celebration of Black History Month. And I thank particularly the Black Heritage Festival for its long month of engaging, educational, and inspirational programming. The City of Savannah has also been engaged in this by featuring special stories all month in our Black History in Savannah series. And I want to thank our Archives Department and our Marketing and Public Communications Department for pushing this information out. The final 2 videos that will post today and Thursday to the city's TikTok account at City of Savannah, and we want to make sure you're following us. If you have TikTok, we are on TikTok at City of Savannah. And if you don't use TikTok, like Chief Mentor, the same videos will post an hour later to the city's other social media channels. And so here we bring people to the table. We celebrate everybody at the table. And so we recognize that Savannah has a diverse history, and so next month is something else. It's Women's History Month. And so we'll do the same thing for Women's History Month. In a beloved community, we lift everybody up. And so that's what we will continue to do. So March the 1st, next Tuesday, we'll talk more about the Women's History series. Tomorrow, Team Savannah will host an infrastructure development and sanitation job fair from 9 to 2 at the Floyd Adams Jr. City Services Complex. That is 20 Interchange Court. If you don't have your own transportation, Chatham Area Transit has a stop right on the site of this facility. And so a variety of opportunities are available. Many require no prior experience, and the city will provide any needed training. We just want good attitudes and people who want to work and want to serve. And this is an amazing organization that's getting better every day. We have a minimum of $15 an hour starting pay and an excellent competitive benefits package. And benefits mean something. And so we're asking people to consider us. If you are justice involved, justice impacted, if you have a criminal record, if you did some things in your life that you were not necessarily proud of, again, the city of Savannah, we're more interested in your future than we are in your past. And so we want you to come out, we want you to take advantage of this opportunity. And finally, a reminder that the City of Savannah's Economic Development Team offers a variety of online learning and training opportunities for budding entrepreneurs, established business owners, and all of those in between. And so to learn more about their course offerings, you can visit our digital calendar at savannahga.gov/calendar, savannahga.gov/calendar. And I want to thank our economic development team. We have not missed a beat during this pandemic. We have offered hundreds of training sessions in the mornings and evenings. Again, we have continued to push and offer and be creative and figure out ways to reach people where they are. So shouts out to our economic development team. So that ends my prepared remarks on 2222, and I'll answer any questions you may have. Yes, sir. Ricardo.
Do you have any idea of just how much money is being left on the table by preventing Savannah lodges hotels from actually maximizing that tax?
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. And again, I don't get it. The same thing was done for Thunderbolt last year, and Thunderbolt doesn't have any hotels. Here is a way to create a win-win scenario. And to be honest with you, I don't care about Democrat, I don't care about Republican, I don't care about an election year, I care about Savannah. And so here is a way for us to generate millions of dollars that, by law has to be used for tourism-related product. But it is a way for us to be able to fund the things we have to do. There is a cost to being good hosts. And so when you have 15+ million visitors coming to your city, there's wear and tear on your infrastructure. And so this is a way to help us, by our guests paying into that equation. It's a win-win. Our citizens don't pay for it. When you go over to somebody's house, you bring something. Here, this is for the house. That's what good guests do. And the fact of the matter is, when we go to Vegas, when we go to other places across the country, we don't ask no questions. We pay their taxes, whatever their taxes are. When we go to Atlanta, we pay those taxes. When we go to other places, they have resort fees. We don't know what the resort's fee are. We pay it. And the fact is that $2 or $3 or whatever it is not going to stop somebody who's coming to Savannah. They're going to come and they're going to have the time of their lives. And all of these hotels that were packed over the weekend because the Eagles were in town, they were coming for the experience. And the fact was that $2, $3, $4 was not going to make a difference in them coming or not coming. And so it's not coming off of the hotel's back. It's not coming off of our residents' back. So what's the problem? Here is an opportunity in a very nonpartisan, communal way for us to be able to share the expense of being Savannah. And it boggles my mind about why this is so hard. I don't get it. This is about Savannah. It's not about blue, it's not about red, it is about green.
Is there any explanation as to why Savannah's being denied this tax?
You have to ask our legislators. But the fact of the matter is, again, we're not asking them to levy the tax. We're just asking them to change the category Right now, Savannah is in the lowest category. We're just asking for us to be placed in the same category as 90 some odd other cities, every other hub city, and Thunderbolt. We're just asking for us to be in the same category. So, I mean, if it's a political argument and they're saying, well, we're not raising taxes, well, they're not raising taxes. It wouldn't be them. But what we're saying in a representative government, do what the representatives want you to do. And again, you find a Savannian here that does not say that we want needed improvements to River Street. We want needed improvements to our trails and roads. We needed improvements for a variety of things that we have to do, because if we don't get the money from there, then citizens have to pay for it. And so, there is a cost to doing tourism. And again, I revel in the fact that Savannah is a tourism city, is a hospitality city. We do really well. And to be honest with you, I want to know the hotel owners that are against it. I want to know why. I want to know why. Stop being so selfish. You can't have it all. Share it. The money's going to come, the people are going to come. Savannah has emerged from this. Savannah has done better than most of the cities in this nation during COVID. And so all I'm saying is our citizens need some relief too. And so this is a way for us to get that type of relief, to do things that are going to improve the lives of Savannians and tourists. And I thought we were there last year. And so for whatever help that they need to move this, we'll be able to move it. But if you look, it's clear that our representatives supported Thunderbolt. And then why they won't support Savannah, this is something I'm going to keep talking about. Because, it's just not right. I don't care about what's happening in Atlanta. I care about what's happening here in Savannah. And here is an opportunity that we're missing out on, and I don't know why. Because there's no skin coming off of the city's back, off of our delegation's back. I mean, it's coming from people who are coming to pay for this experience anyway. And when you look at our hotel prices, and you look at places across the country, it costs a whole lot more to go to hotels here than they are to go to other places. I'm sorry. You got me all crunk up in here now. I'm sorry.
What about is it my imagination or is the fountain green already?
Is Fountain Green?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, because I had some people asking why is the fountain green, so.
It might be algae or something. I don't know. I don't know. But it should not be. I usually participate in the annual greeting, and that's a televised event. So we don't know. We'll check into it. With that, is this the Forsyth Fountain?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll check. Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
I know you kind of touched on it, and I know the numbers are going down. We're getting closer and closer to the St. Patrick's Day parade. Can you say here today, certainly, that barring something you don't see at this moment, that the St. Patrick's Day parade will definitely take place?
Dave, I've said that, barring any unforeseen circumstances, again, we have been very thorough, I think, and careful, methodical in our approach. Again, we have a medical advisory team that is phenomenal. We consult regularly with national experts. We are looking nationally and internationally at the behavior of the virus. We're looking at trends in other cities, and things are happening the way we predicted. We expected that the holidays would be a significant bump, and we saw a very quick downward trend. So if you look at it coming down 200 points in just a week, 200 more points this week, 200 points after that, we're below 100. Which is something, beyond St. Patrick's Day, we just need that here. And so that's why I don't want us to lose sight of the main goal, and the main goal is to make COVID a part of our past. And that's why, although some people want to hear that masks are going away, for us, not just yet. And again, for me personally, I think that masks are just going to remain a part of my, my wardrobe for probably quite some time. I've learned that over the last 2 years, I have not had the sinus issues I usually suffer with. We know that flu is significantly down, and it's because of masks. So, but in the meantime, we're asking our citizens, and for the most part, our citizens have responded admirably. Some people, they don't. It is what it is.
Has the committee, have they at this point requested a permit, because obviously they have to have that, or would that be a meeting down the line?
March the 10th, the parade committee is scheduled to come before City Council to request a permit. Their investiture, I believe, is coming up this week, or within the 6th. So again, as far as we're concerned, we're on schedule. Things are moving pretty well. I understand the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Committee is talking about April to have their parade. And so, I think things are pretty on track. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor Johnson.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm well.
So I know you got your thug puncher boy on a little bit talking about hotel tax.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to go back to that, but just...
You want me to go back to that, but you're going to go back to it?
Of course. If that increase doesn't get passed for Savannah this year, does that kind of hold the city back in a way, especially considering the new in-market arena and just all the money reasons why people come to the city year-round?
Of course it does. I mean, again, we are charged with being able to find new revenue streams for the city. And we know that our primary way of revenue for the city is property tax. When you look at how housing prices and property taxes have exploded, it has not been because of the city of Savannah. As a matter of fact, the city of Savannah has decreased. This year is the same. I think 2 years before that, we actually decreased property taxes, while other governmental entities have increased theirs. We're looking at ways of being able to better manage the experience of being a Savannian. We know that people will pay a premium price, a premium millage, but we also know that they'll get premium services that's getting better every day. We have a world-class police department. We have a highly respected fire department. We have a sanitation department that is the pride of Savannah. We have 2,400 city employees that are the best at what they do. And so we recognize that, but we also recognize that there is wear and tear on our facilities. And there are things that we want to be able to do. And the law is very clear about what this money can be used for. And so for us, we figure there are things that we can do it for that will help us to achieve our strategic capital needs without putting it on the taxpayer's back. And so that is why I'm such a proponent of this, because again, it's a win-win-win. It's not coming off of the taxpayer's back. It's not coming off of the city government's back. It's not coming off the state government's back. It's not coming off the hoteliers' back. It is coming for people as a thank you to Savannah for showing them the time of their lives. I sat and watched the Eagles concert, and I'm sitting here amazed that I thought I could be in any arena in the country, and I'm in Savannah. And the legendary Eagles, and I think the sobering part was I think I'm older than what I thought I was, because I knew most of those songs. It's like, whoa, I know that. But to see that Savannah was trending on a variety of social media platforms, all that means is that people are going to come to Savannah. They're going to come, they're going to stay, they're going to look at Savannah as being a weekend destination. Not going to just come for a show, they're going to come for the weekend. And so what I'm saying to our hotelier community and to those that are objecting to helping the city, that's helping them to get paid, I'm saying that something ain't right about that. I'm saying that here lies this opportunity, and I can't understand for the life of me why we can't speak in a united voice and be able to say, you know what, this is good for everybody. And if it doesn't pass, then obviously that's something I'm gonna continue to talk about. And again, as we are accountable to our citizens, I think they are too, and we're gonna have to be able to say, unless the state is willing to give us the money to help fund these things, which they're not, why can't the city of Savannah have the same courtesy, the same equity, the same consideration that you gave to Thunderbolt last year? That's all I'm saying. Why can't we be like everybody else? So, I'm sorry. You got me back up on there again.
Thank you very much. That's all I have.
We just want to be treated right. We just, why can't we all just get along? Why can't we have the ability to be great and be greater and pay for the things we want to pay for? I mean, we have people here who live here every day and build their lives here every single day. I mean, why can't they have the same opportunity? Why does it always have to come off of the backs of Savannah taxpayers? Why can't our guests pay for the ability to be, I mean, you could come in Savannah and not pay the tax, go to Atlanta and still pay the tax. Go to Savannah and not pay the tax, go to Augusta, pay the tax. If I'm going to Augusta, we're gonna pay the tax. If I'm going to Atlanta, I'm going to Columbus, I'm going to Macon, I'm gonna pay the tax. If I go to Thunderbolt and they don't have any hotels, I'm gonna pay the tax. I'm just saying, be fair. If you're serving us, serve us. Here's an opportunity in which we can agree that this totally and absolutely benefits the Savannah taxpayer. And I'm saying that, at some point the voices of the citizens should be more than the voice of hoteliers or individuals who are getting paid and for whatever reason want to continue to get paid. And we'll find out who they are, and we're going to call them out. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So, God bless, have a great week. 2222.